So welcome to our professional development, where we'll be talking about how, as a school, we can make our practices more equitable and just really what the barriers are this school year. So, this past school year, we've coined the term be more to represent our school more. Yet, we have to question, what does it mean to be more? We need to determine why we are trying to better ourselves in our school environment. As educators, we are left to determine what our students need to reach student achievement. And as a future teacher leader, I worked with other leadership members to complete a needed analysis for our school, which you should have received in your email. So we believe oversized classrooms and lack of proper training or trauma-informed practices are really impacting our students. We want to be more inclusive, welcoming, accepting, and more. I believe to do this, we need to remember that we need to participate in lifelong learning, such as professional developments as these. So let's go ahead and I like this little quote where it says, teachers reflect on their practice to grow and to improve. So over here, we're just going to talk about one of the teacher leadership domains. So through our mission and our vision statement. So as teachers, we need to remind ourselves of these statements. And with this reminder, it will help us to guide our teaching practices towards our purpose and how to just better advocate for our students. So to begin, our mission statement is what we are doing now as teachers. So if you go to the More website, you'll be able to see that our school-wide mission statement emphasizes our approach of us using not just equal, but equitable practices. And then we need to analyze our vision statement and really just looking more towards the future, towards individualized needs. So while working with the other teacher leaders, we believe not all students' needs are being met. So while we're going through this, you'll have your note catcher, which was shared to you in your email, if you can just take notes as you go along. So barrier one really was just about our oversized classrooms. So as we all know, we currently have about 30 students in K-2 rooms and then 35 students in K-2. And then as we receive more students, they'll be displaced until we find rooms. And unfortunately, classrooms are full and support is limited. So we just need to think, how crucial is it for us to find vacancies? And what can we do to help increase individualized attention for both teachers and students? So barrier two goes along with one. So we just need to work on our trauma-informed response intervention. So now that we have 30 students, we need to really just work on what we can do to be better teachers for them. So we all know that we've received many trainings on recognizing trauma in our students due to COVID, but it's important to remember that this trauma just does not go away. So we really need to try to put less emphasis on punishing bad behavior, but rewarding good behavior as well. Okay, so really now we're going to get into it. So how can we use these domains? How can we use leadership to help solve these barriers? So one thing I really believe is collaboration. We know collaboration is important, so we just need to prioritize communicating with each other and collaborating with all stakeholders. Let's go ahead and move on to our first breakout session. So during this breakout session, collaboration is key. So we're going to give you about 10 minutes to work with your grade team. Just to really discuss these two large issues in our school, so oversized classrooms, as well as lack of trauma-informed professional development. So during this session so far, you should have taken notes on your note catcher, so go ahead and use these 10 minutes to discuss. Okay, so we're going to pretend like you came back from your discussion. Now we're going to talk about some strategies for resolution. So as leadership, we thought that we should really do more of a PBIS resolution for trauma-informed discipline. So this school year, we're going to start using more positive reinforcement through Class Dojo, which luckily our school has all signed up for. So students will be receiving dojo points for attendance, also being in class on time, turning in their homework, and really just all positive behaviors that you're seeing in the classroom. On top of working with behaviors, leadership is also going to try to work on some intervention strategies as well. So I know when we talk about this, we really think, okay, so what are the issues? And as we know, two big issues, time and money. So how do these two factors create the largest barriers for our resolutions? So we just really need to work together to try to think of some ideas. What can we do without increasing funding, and how can we find more time during this? So I'm going to go ahead and give you 10 more minutes to discuss how you think that we can solve these barriers. Okay, so now that is over, we're just going to talk about action steps as leaders. So creating our PBS layout, and then really just increasing the stakeholders of that. So making sure that this can be altered between grade to fit the needs of your students and